good morning from the crazy and bustling Malaysia. We are right now in Kuala Lumpur, and this is not my first time coming to Kuala Lumpur. I think this is the fourth time when I'm coming, so I cannot give you my first impressions, but what I can tell you is why am I coming every single time here and what shocks me every single time. This being said, let's explore the city together and let's see what is waiting for us. One of the first things that surprised me is that we are right now at the ground floor of this huge building. Yesterday when we came with the car, the Grab dropped us at the 4th floor. For us yesterday, the 4th floor was the ground floor, but later on we discovered that if we want to go to a mall which is closed or to the bus station, we have to go to the ground floor, which is in reality the ground floor. But I find interesting that between the ground floor and the 4th floor there are 3 floors where you have parkings. So the parking is up. It's not an underground parking, but it feels like being underground because the lobby is at the 4th floor. The official language here in Malaysia is Malay, and in Malay, Kuala Lumpur means muddy estuary because the city is between 2 rivers that are often flooding the city during the heavy rain. I find this interesting because I don't think this is happening so often due to this impressive architecture and infrastructure that you will see. We are heading right now to a subway station and we want to explore a bit the city. It turns out that we have to get inside a mall to make it to the subway station, which I think is so interesting. We were walking to the subway station, we didn't understand the GPS, we asked somebody where to and they said go inside the mall, go to the 1st floor and then make left and you will be at a subway station, which I think is so interesting. So here in Malaysia, everything is about infrastructure and everything is about big buildings, skyscrapers, interesting subway lines, and I will show you more about it. Due to the fact that it's so affordable, usually we are taking the Grab here to make it to one side to another, or we walk because it's also walkable. But this time I want to take you with me and show you the transportation system in here, so the public transportation system, and we will go together with a subway. So we received a sort of a coin and we paid 1.4 ringgit, so the local currency. And let's see, where are we going? Ooh, this is complicated. Look, so we have a map here and we are here down below, and we will go to Masjid Jamik, which is 3 stations away. Let's take the stairs and let's go together. Another important thing that I have to mention is that you can only pay with cash if you use the public transportation, so make sure you have some cash, because this happened to us the first time we used it. We only had card and we had to go and find an ATM and then go back. So take some time before if you are in a hurry to catch the bus or the train. The system is a little bit complicated, so take your time, take some time, enough time. I think this is the train, but not our train. Take your time and then have cash with you. Our train arrived. Let's go inside. Let's see how it looks like on the inside. What is really good is that they also speak in English. You will hear right now.
KPM commuter. Next station, Bandaraya. Connecting station to KTM commuter.
So it's so good that they also speak in English, so you know where you are at the moment. And I like this one so much because this is the station where you were, this is the next station, and this is the way, so you know which way the train is going. We don't really have this in Europe. I've seen it in France, but not in too many cities, so I think this is so useful. We found found the exit, and as you see, we will need our small ticket to exit. So if you come in, if you take the metro here, don't lose this. This is super important. You need it. We are down right now. This is the train we took. This is the MRT, and they also have the monorail. They have many options, and we have to cross the street to make it to the other side. And I wanted to tell you that overall the train was so clean, and I know that it's clean from the past time I tried it. And look at the city. The city is also pretty clean for the amount of people that you see on the street. Visiting this mosque was not initially on our list, but since we came at the station and it's close to the station, I wanted to show it a little bit to you. So I will not go inside because I'm not dressed properly to visit it. I just came a little bit to see and admire the architecture, which I think is so beautiful. So you have to be covered to enter and visit, and from there you can take a hijab to cover your body, which I will not try right now. And there is a QR code that you can scan over here. That's one, that's the QR code. And then you scan it, you complete the form, and then you take the outfit, you dress up, and then you're free to visit. But we are going to skip it. I just wanted to show it to you real quick. First things that shocked me in here are the cultures. Here you can find everyone. You find Muslims and not Muslims. You find Christians. You find the people who are believing in Buddha. You find it all. So basically here in Malaysia you have three main cultures. So you have the Malaysians, you have the Indians, and then you have the Chinese people, and they all live peacefully. So you find a little bit of the culture of each and every one of them. This shocked me. You find people who are covered, people who are like Westerners. They might be visiting or they might be living in here. You find it all, you have it all. This is where we're going, so I wanted to show you a little bit these streets, since the houses here are a bit smaller than the big buildings we saw. So what I like about the architecture in here is that you also find a nice combination of multiple styles. You have the old, the traditional, the small house, you have the Chinatown, you have the big, mega big buildings. One of them is where we live also, but we'll talk about this more later. So we are going to go to a coffee place right now. I'll show you a little bit the prices. Here is the menu. We entered the place, and let's see, they have drinks and desserts here, and they have multiple drinks. I like that they have Western coffee, which is so good. And what I like the most about Malaysia is that their currency is almost one-to-one with our currency, so it's so easy to read the prices and to understand them. I see that they have a latte for 12 mir. I think I'm going to go for this. And they also have a weekend brunch because today is Sunday, so I think we are going to take a brunch for today. They also have pasta, sweets, all-day breakfast. This sounds great. I think we're going to go for the all-day breakfast. And I also wanted to charge my phone, but I completely forgot that here you need an adapter, and make sure you get the correct adapter for Malaysia. In the same time, make sure you get a better one. The economy of Malaysia is one of the strongest ones in Southeast Asia. It's on the third place after Thailand and Indonesia. And what is also interesting is that it has a strategic positioning, meaning that the headquarters of the Asian airlines is in here in Malaysia, and this is why many tourists come here for a layover to go to other countries in Southeast Asia. I want you to look at that big, beautiful building behind me and keep it in mind because I will come back to it. So most of the buildings in here, most of the accommodations you will find, they have an infinity pool on a higher level, which makes the view so nice. But some of the buildings are quite old, like the building we are in right now. And I recommend you, if you come here to have a good time, to make an effort, because these kind of buildings, the one you just saw, are a little bit more expensive. So if you come here to have a good time, to relax, invest in a nice accommodation with a new building, with a nice pool, and I will leave you the location for this one in the description of the video, because we came here 3 years ago and we stayed there. That is Ceylon. The building was new, the facilities were nice, the accommodation was super nice there. So there are many particulars renting different spaces in that building, and they have a reception. So the system in here is like this: you have a reception, you rent from a particular, but you declare that you go to that house, so they know about you and they give you a key. So there is security at the entrance, and everything is quite safe inside. As always, the big cities are going to have nicer areas and areas that you don't want to be in. So this area is a pretty nice one. We are super close to Menara Tower, which is one of the highlights of the city. It's a very tall tower that you can see at night from almost all around the city, and we are super close to it right now. My advice is for you to invest in a nice accommodation in a nice area, in a quite central area, if you come here for the first time. Our first experience was pretty bad because we first came here with an accommodation using Booking, and apparently we didn't manage to open the locker, the box, I don't know, it was a misunderstanding. So in the weekend in here, the accommodations are a little bit more expensive. So it happened to be in the weekend when we arrived here, the host didn't reply, so we spent the night in a lobby, which was an awful experience. But here I am again, giving the city a second, third or fourth chance, and it didn't disappoint me after that that strange thing that happened. And that time in the weekend, as I told you, the accommodations are a bit more expensive, so be prepared to rent your accommodation from time, because if you come super close to the date you want to stay in, the accommodation is going to be more pricey. And we didn't manage to find back in the days another accommodation in a timely manner. Therefore, we had to spend one night at a hotel with no window, which was pretty pricey. And after that, we find the accommodation that I showed you, and I will give you the location below, so that if you want, you can book this one. It's one of my favorites in here. We are in the heart of the city, but it looks like we are in a jungle, because this is an urban jungle. This is what Kuala Lumpur is about. It's so much nature in here, and the architecture is so impressive. I love it. This is one of the reasons I always come back. Something else that shocked me in here in Kuala Lumpur and in Malaysia in general is that the population generally speak two languages, which is Malay and English, which makes it so easy for you as a foreigner to come here and visit. And the other important thing is that they also have a rainy season, a monsoon season, and a dry season. So the rainy season is between March to April, and we came here at some point during the rainy season, and it's so nice because it rains. Even if you say rainy season, people are thinking, what is it? Oh my God, it's going to rain all the time. No, it's not. It's so nice because it rains in the morning and in the afternoon. This is what rainy season actually means in Southeast Asia, and it makes it so the temperature is a little bit better during the rainy season. But right now it's so nice outside. You feel like you can breathe. So green. It's so breathable. It's the perfect destination. Despite the mix of cultures you have in here, you find all the types of food, all the types. You can see that there is written in Arabic, and we will see later many languages on the street that we are going to. And despite the fact that this is a mix, there are so many population, there are so many different types of people, came from all parts of the world. They try to make it as organized as possible. So the traffic is organized, the streets are organized. You can see that you can walk in here. It's so easy to walk. The city is walkable. The transportation system is organized, so everything has a right place. And I love this. It's so clean. It's so nice. You feel like you're in a jungle, but in the same time in a big city. That's amazing. Why I love Malaysia and why I always come back to Kuala Lumpur is because the diversity in here is amazing. So you have all types of food. Because you have three cultures here. You have Malay food, you have Indian food, you have Chinese food, and then you have Arabic food, you have Western food, you have Pakistani or Afghani food. We tried Pakistani food last time when we came here. It was so good. So you have a beautiful mix of everything, a little bit of everything. In the same time, it's so futuristic with the monorail, with the high tech, with the big malls, big buildings with pools on the last floors, so which makes it so affordable and so easy to live in here. The balance between work and life is great compared to other cities in Southeast Asia or in Asia in general. The luxury here is great. It can be comparable with the one in Bangkok, where you pay a fair to low price and live a great life. So this is why I always come back, because I love the lifestyle in here. The metro station is Bukit Bintang. This is the Arab street in here, and you will find a lot of restaurants and shops selling Arabic food and delights or drinks. We love this area because it's so alive, so full of people, and they have two malls in here. They have Pavilion Mall and they have another mall which I don't know the name because they have so many malls over the city. We love this area. Look at that panda bear. This is so cute. You never know, it's unexpected. You never know what you find in here. Hello. We are talking here about a big cultural hub, and as always, you will have areas that are more tourist friendly and areas where you have to take care of your belongings. Because the first time we arrived here, the locals told us, be careful, it's not safe. But I would say that overall, especially in the central areas, I felt pretty safe, but I always take care of where I put my bag, of how I hold my phone. So you have to take care as well, but don't be too scared. But take care at night, because at night I didn't really feel safe. The landmark of the city, the taxis with white and red, and in the back the Pavilion Mall, which is one of my favorite malls in here because it has a lot of luxury brands, so you can walk around and admire their windows and to do like a window shopping. And this mall has multiple awards because it's one of the most beautiful, interesting malls built in here, and the architecture is quite unique. Let's go. How beautiful the design of this mall is. This is the second mall we entered today, and we didn't even want to go to any mall, but you cannot, there are too many, and everywhere you go there is a mall. This is another reason why I always come back to Kuala Lumpur, because they have the best food in here, the best shawarma. It's pretty difficult to try the shawarma, the Arabic shawarma in Syria and the Arab countries. So it's easier for me because it's visa-free in here, and it's so easy to enter the country. And as I told you, it's an important hub because a lot of the planes are coming, and you can have like a layover here. The design is so beautiful. Yeah, that's another reason why I come.
One fateh hummus, please. Chicken shawarma meal sandwich. Yes. And one tea, please. The one, the red tea. The red tea, yeah. And one ayran, please. Yeah? That's all. Thank you. Thank you too. In my back, you can see the Umayyad Mosque here and in the back, okay? And you can find this mosque in my country, in Syria, Damascus, in the first capital of the world and the oldest capital in the world. Malina also came 1 year ago to Syria and visited this mosque. And here we have the Syrian food, Okay, here we have the shawarma, here we have the traditional breakfast, the fatte. Here we have, of course, the tea and the ayran.
I'm going to end today's video from our pool, and here is the view. It's so beautiful here up because we are at the 37th floor and we can see the whole city. This being said, thank you for watching today's YouTube. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up because it would help me a lot, and stay tuned because I have more beautiful content from Southeast Asia for you. See you next time.